But you're the perfect bloke to ask because you're the most experienced at the club. It's some of the biggest clubs in Melbourne. It's been like 10 years since you've won in Melbourne. Can you put your finger on that? You haven't won over there since August as well, this current team. Is there something about the travel that's different from being in Perth?
Well, of course, of course there is. Yeah, something about travel that's different from being in Perth. But in terms of our form away, I don't know really what to say. I think our form last year was pretty good away. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had a pretty good track record away from home last year. We've played a couple of very good teams this year away from home, and they got the better of us. So it's not so much about away from home or at home. It's more about the consistency of our performance, and of course, the team that we play against has some kind of bearing on that.
The coach thinks it's a mental thing. Could that be right? That I don't know, you relax over there, or you're not as confident on the road?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're still we're a pretty experienced side nowadays. We've got some players, a lot of players that have played more than 100, 150 games. So I don't think it's that. We've got a lot of experience on the road. We've won a lot of good games away from home. As I said, I don't think it's so much of our mindset changes so much away from home. It's more about the teams we play, how we play them, different grounds obviously.
There's a bit of a line in the sand moment this week where you get another gun team at the home venue and your chance to show that you can beat a good team away rather than just a good team here.
I don't know if it's a line in the sand. Like, we haven't, as Scott told before, we haven't beaten them for 10 years. So any time like that, you don't want a team to have the wood over you for that long, preferably. So look, for our season, it's a big game for our season going forward and where we want to be. So like the week just gone, we'll attack the game playing the best football we possibly can, and hopefully we can get it.
Do you remember that game? I know you didn't play in it, but 10 years ago?
Yeah, I was 2006. I was out injured, watched the game on TV, and like the rest of WA, it was pretty gripping game and exciting to watch.
Barra mentioned it before. It's the three teams that you seem to struggle against that you haven't beaten in 10 years or so. I think it's Hawthorn, Geelong and Sydney, and they're the teams obviously that have won the flag. A little bit on that line, do you have to beat those teams to say we're now legitimate premiership contenders over there?
You have to win big games away to be premiership contenders, for the simple fact that they make the grand final in Melbourne every year. But look, those three teams have also been probably the three most consistently good teams over the last 3 years as well. So I'm sure a lot of teams in the AFL have bad track records against those teams over the last 10 years. So look, we have to beat them, but we certainly don't like losing away. I'm definitely not saying that. But it's not panic stations, and we're not saying thinking we have the mental side of the game comes into our away performance at all.
Have you had a look at the Cats this year?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of quarters of their play. Yeah, they've been looking impressive. I had a quick look at them on the weekend as well, and yeah, they're in good form.
What's the particular challenge about Simmons? Because it's a very similar shape to...
Yeah, it's a thin ground, similar to Subiaco. It's a little bit shorter, obviously, but look, we've played a couple of games. We were chatting before, and they've given us absolute walloping. But saying that, I enjoyed going down there. Geelong's a great place, and I enjoy the ground, so I'm really looking forward to the challenge.
Just back on yesterday, you guys bookended the game really well, but had some lapses in the middle two quarters. What did you make of the performance overall? Yeah,
Collingwood came to, give it a red hot crack. I thought they were really impressive in some of their ball movement. They were working hard for each other, especially on their offensive end. So, like any AFL game, there's going to be ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and they got on top of us for a little bit in that third quarter. Fortunate enough for us, as I said before, we think we're a pretty experienced side and can maintain that kind of effort for long periods, and fortunately it helped us out in the last quarter.
What did the coach say? Was he happy, or was he a little bit disappointed with those middle quarters, or worried about the goal kicking?
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you have to ask him what he thought in his head, but what he portrayed to the players was that it was a reasonably happy with our performance. At the end of the day, we won by around 10 goals. You can't be too disappointed, but I'm sure they're talking about those points in the game. I know us as a back line, three-quarter time, there was certainly things we had to address about the way things were going.
Did you think they were coming when they got within 10 points? Did you think?
Yeah, I thought they were coming, all right. Yeah, they were coming quickly. I was a little bit worried. We stuck to our processes. I thought our forwards stepped up. I think the forwards played probably the best game of the year. They were working very hard, putting enormous pressure on their backs, and really trying to. When we won the ball in the back line, they were really on their bikes quickly. So I think they changed the game for us.
How's the back six going with Easy back after 6 rounds now?
Yeah, I think we're adjusting. Yeah, he's a great player to have back there. He's such a good one-on-one defender. He's so reliable in so many things, and he's been getting a lot of the ball as well this year. So, I think we're probably down on some of our key performance indicators that we had last year, but that's only slightly. I think we're, as you say, adjusting to a little bit of personnel change, but I think we're on the right track.
Is it harder to play the Eagles' defensive zone on the grounds in Melbourne? Could that be it? The wider grounds make it harder. They can go around. There's 10 metres extra to cover or something. Or
I think there's no doubt that the different shaped grounds you have to slightly adjust, but it's definitely not. We're not changing our whole game plan or anything like that to suit a ground. We're still playing our way. I don't think the slight changes in the ground size really have that much difference, but it does. Of course, you have to do a slight adjustment in the way you play for sure.
Is the Dangerfield-Selwood combo the best midfield combo in the game at the moment?
Yeah, it'd be close. Yeah, it'd be if not the best, it'd be up there, equal to anyone else. So they're great at winning their own ball, which is a great thing about those two, and they're good players to watch, and I enjoy watching them. So get it up close and personal this week.
And they've got a bit better of a ruck combo as well, I suppose, which makes them even better, and that be something you'll have to focus in on.
Yeah, they got some good tools, some good follow-up tools. We think we've got a couple of good ones as well, so it's going to be a good battle inside. Obviously, it's often talked about that games are won in the middle, and that'll be the case again. But saying that, Geelong's got quality all over the park, and they seem to keep bringing in good hard-body players, young players, and they can step up into a role straight away, and they've done it again. So, we're looking forward to it.